job over and over and over. Everybody doing their job together.
We won! We win! Let's go!
Make a place that can't stop us.
Hey, don't ever stop! Don't quit!
Straight up the middle. He's hit at the goal line. Touchdown, Red Raiders!
This is Red Raider Football with Mike Leach, presented by First United Bank.
Hello there and welcome into Red Raider Football with Mike Leach. My name's Drew Doherty. I'm your host. Texas Tech is on the road taking on the Kansas Jayhawks, and on this week's show, we'll do Ask Coach Leach. We'll show you all the action between the Jayhawks and the Red Raiders. We'll talk about it afterwards with the head coach. Plus, we've got some Red Raider news and notes. Please don't go anywhere. Red Raider Football is coming right back. Welcome back to the show. We're glad you're back with us. It's that time of the program where you ask Coach Leach. So very simple. You go to texastech.com. You send in those questions for the head coach, and he'll answer them just like he did earlier this week after a practice. Eric in Granbury asks, what's your favorite thing about game day?
Just the whole overall thing. I mean, waiting isn't so much my favorite, but I like once you get out there on the field, start playing, just the whole atmosphere, the opportunity to work together, call plays, and just make things happen out there together as a team. And then just the colors and the collisions and the noise all happening simultaneously is a lot of fun.
Is there anything, I know you're focused on the game the whole time, but is there anything off the field that kind of catches your attention every so often?
No, it's a little tough. Just maybe during warm-up, you kind of scan the crowd a little overall. But once the game starts, you're pretty oblivious to all that.
From Stuart in El Paso, last week you mentioned that you can teach catching. What's the best way to do that?
Well, just you need to catch a lot of balls. Got to do it over and over. In the off-season, we use tennis balls, which besides the fact they're a smaller target, and then the tennis ball machine shoots them pretty fast. Your hands have to give with the ball so that you're not slapping the thing away. But just catch a lot of balls. Look for detail on the ball and catch it, and get as many reps at it as you possibly can.
Mark in Dallas, Texas says, which QB rating system is the best, NCAA or NFL?
The NFL system's far better than the NCAA system. Neither of them are particularly good. They're both relatively irrelevant, I think. But the NFL system is better than the college one, and nobody understands either one of them. So from that standpoint, they're both pretty pointless.
30 seconds or less, could you come up with a rating system that you think would be a good idea?
I always look at completion percentage, yards, and touchdowns. And just how all that relates. And then some guys are better at winning games than other guys, and that's pretty intangible, and you just try to gauge that. But the college system, it's almost you're almost better off the less attempts you have. You throw a few attempts and hand it off, and periodically do play action which kind of ambushes somebody and they go a ways. I mean, it's ridiculously artificial. So anyway, I think they're both kind of useless, and I don't know very many coaches that can tell you how it's figured either. Based on my criticism of it, there may be several learn how, and even that would be an improvement because at least it would there'd be an understanding of it. Right now, nobody knows what they are.
Jack in Chicago asks, what makes Jim McMahon your favorite quarterback?
I enjoyed watching him while I was a student at BYU. He was rewrote the record books at that point in time, and I'd have to say just kind of his leadership skills and the magic quality he had, and then went on to the Bears. No game was over, no game was out of reach when Jim McMahon was there, and I thought really did a great job leading and identifying with the players, and some of the greatest comebacks and victories ever he orchestrated, and just one of the greatest competitors of all time.
Welcome back to Red Raider Football with Mike Leach. Texas Tech hit the road in Big 12 play for the second time this season, and it's the second time they've come to the state of Kansas. This time it's against Kansas University, the Jayhawks, and this is what happened. We pick things up on Tech's first series, a 2nd and 9 from their 45. Off the play action, Graham Harrell going deep down the field to hit Edward Britton in stride at the KU 20 for the 55-yard scoring strike. The junior with 106 yards on 3 catches against the Jayhawks, 7-0 Red Raiders. But Kansas would answer with an 8-play scoring drive and tie the game up on the touchdown pass from Todd Reesing to Kerry Meyer on their next possession. Red Raider ball now, 5th play of an 8-play drive. The screen pass to Baron Batch, and the Red Baron turns it up the far sideline behind a wall of blockers and works his way 42 yards, hit at the 10, and carries several defenders with him before being brought down at the 2. The sophomore with a game-high 117 all-purpose yards. On 3rd and goal from the 4, Harrell and Michael Crabtree work together and introduce some bipartisan legislation that carries. Citing platform concerns, the touchdown mandate results in a 14-7 Red Raider majority. Second quarter now, Harrell back to pass on 1st and goal. He hits Eric Morris at the goal line for the score, the senior's 3rd touchdown reception of the season, giving the Red Raiders a 21-14 lead. On KU's next series, a 3rd and 10 from their 31, the Goon Squad bringing the pressure, and McKenna Dixon gets to the quarterback for a loss of 6. The junior's 7th sack of the year, KU would punt. The Red Raiders put together a 66-yard drive, capped by Shannon Woods bullying his way into the end zone for the score. The senior with 2 touchdowns in the game, 28-14 Texas Tech. The Swarm defense getting a turnover on KU's next possession. Brandon Williams with the forced fumble, his 3rd of the year. Dixon there to recover it at the 38. The Red Raiders would capitalize with a 5-play scoring drive. Harold and Morris for the 10-yard touchdown pass, the 3rd multiple TD game of the season for the Elf. The Red Raiders up 35-14 at the break. Second half now, Kansas ball, Tech leading 42-14. The quarterback rolling out of the pocket, and Captain Darcel McBath comes up with his first of 3 interceptions on the day. The senior tying Daniel Charbonnet for the single-game record and giving him 10 for his career. On the ensuing series, a 3rd and goal from the 16. We turn it over to the guys on the Texas Tech Sports Network. Brian Jensen on the call.
Harrell back to throw, blitz coming. They're throwing the jailbreak, the Crabtree. He's got it, makes a spin move at the 10, heads to the end zone. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
As the number 6 Red Raiders go on to get the win, improving to 8-0 on the year, a perfect 4-0 in Big 12 play, 63-21 your Saturday final from Lawrence, Kansas. So happy that you're back with us here on Red Raider Football with Mike Leach. After the game between the Red Raiders and Kansas was all wrapped up, we talked all about it with the head coach himself, Mike Leach. Coach, congratulations on the big win over Kansas. This is a ranked team, and you come into their house and you absolutely put the foot to the throat. I hate to use the cliche, but after the 14-14 game, it's all Texas Tech.
Yeah, I was really proud of our players. It's our 2nd one in a row on the road and early and all that, and they really responded well. Everybody was excited to prepare this week, and thought we had good practices, and it really paid off. And Kansas is really a great team, but I was proud of our guys. And sometimes you make your own luck, which I felt like our guys did. We got a bunch of turnovers and short fields, and then I thought our defense got better and better as the game went on.
Tell me about your offense. Is this the most efficient it's played this year?
It was pretty efficient. It's up there. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good, though. We converted a lot of 3rd downs, and I thought Graham did a really good job commanding the unit.
Yeah, can you expand on what Graham did? I mean, he distributes the ball all over the place. A few guys have multi-TD receiving games, Crabtree, Eric Morris. I mean, does he just keep improving in your eyes?
Yeah, he does keep improving, and I think, it's just little things. I don't think it's any big, huge thing, and that's always what's made him a good player to begin with, is he didn't have any weaknesses. But he continues to sharpen up while staying within himself and just running the whole group, which is the ultimate job of a quarterback, is how well you run the unit, and he does it better than anybody.
How pleased with the running back position were you today? You get another 100-yard rushing performance. You get some big chunks of yardage on those screen passes for Batch. How pleased with the running backs were you?
I thought they both did well, and I thought they were both tough to bring down, too. I thought they both played real well.
We got a lot of adjectives we can use to describe Michael Crabtree. Flashy, productive, great. Tell me, how tough is Michael Crabtree as a receiver?
He's tougher than average, He's a strong, physical guy. He really loves to play. His passion to play football is, to me, what's always impressed me the most.
Eric Morris belongs in that same tough category?
Yeah, he's pretty tough. Eric likes to tell you how tough he is, but Eric's pretty tough, and I thought Eric played well today, too.
So was the chatter from the Elf a little bit louder today about his toughness?
He'll do some of that. Most of it comes on Sunday once he's got film, and there will be some little nuance on the film, and he'll let you know how well he thinks he did, on this clip or that clip.
Just brought up the screens. Those two big screens got you down to the one in the first half. Can you, how impressive was what the offensive line did on those two screens for you?
Well, I thought it was pretty good. I think we ought to figure out a way to get another yard, but I thought our O-line played really well. I thought the biggest key of the game is the offensive line, defensive line setting the tempo.
Yeah, the defensive line was in the backfield of Kansas all game long. Brandon Williams, McKinnon Dixon, another monster effort from them. It seems like every game they have a sack this year.
Yeah, they played really well. I thought they did a good job putting pressure on Reesing, who's mobile and a really good quarterback. And I think that's really their efforts is what led to the turnovers, although Darcel did a great job catching the ball.
Yeah, 3 more picks for Darcel McBath. It just come in bunches for him, don't they?
Yeah, hopefully save some for all the other games, but they did well.
Hey there, welcome back. You're watching Red Raider football with Mike Leach, and one more time, here's the head coach, Mike Leach. Hey, Coach, how important was that first drive of the second half? You guys come out here and you put together a 6-minute-plus drive, and the stadium kind of was like a tomb. It was so quiet.
I always feel like that drive's maybe the most important one of the game, the to open the half, and so it was really a good drive.
What'd you think of it? It's the story of the week, whether we like it or not, but Matt Williams, everyone was focusing on what he did. How pleased with what he did today were you?
I thought it was good. He made all his extra points. I thought the hardest one was when he won his free rent, and he went out there out of the stands in his street clothes and his street shoes, and they said, "Here, kick a ball," and he didn't take any extra steps and it went straight up. So I thought that one was harder, but he did several in a row today, so we're excited about that.
Plus, he didn't get much time to think about what he'd have to do. I mean, you guys on the second play from scrimmage score there.
Yeah, and I think his demeanor is really good. To me, he seems like a guy. I don't know him as well as I will down the road, but he seems like he's got a really good demeanor and head for that type of thing.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, how much have you talked with him this week? How much have you talked with him today? Do you normally say much to your kickers?
I talked with him briefly, but I was impressed, and like I say, I mean, sometimes you have to draw some stuff out of people, so I'll get to know him better, but I thought he kicked well and was a really impressive part of our game.
Pretty good contingent of Red Raider fans, big Raider power there in the third quarter. What'd you think of the folks making the road trip?
Well, I thought it was good. I thought, just our fans are awesome. You can always use more, but our fans are excellent. Our official party that comes and in the stands and all that, and you can always hear them. And if you're lucky enough to quiet down the other fans, you get to hear your fans even on the road. So we got a little bit of that and got the opportunity to share the win with them some.
Yeah, how satisfying is that when it's this quiet, except for the handful of folks you got?
Well, I think it's pretty good, although even on the sidelines it's tough to hear. You just it's not that you don't hear noise, there's just a lack of awareness kind of.
Were you surprised that you put up 63 points today?
Well, some of it came our way. Our defense did a great job giving us the ball in short fields. We had a lot of short fields, but Kansas is a great team, and we played well, and some stuff went our way, and I was really proud of the effort by our guys.
Your guys have been pretty good. At least they say it. We don't pay attention to the rankings, to any of that stuff. You're pretty pleased with how they're responding to being an unbeaten ball club and coming in here, beating a ranked team on the road?
Yeah, it's really exciting to work together. A great group of people to work together, and the level of cooperation with this group is what impresses me the most.
How soon does game week for Texas start now? I mean, you had an early game today. How much do you get to savor this win over Kansas? How much time before you get after the Horns?
Well, till about Sunday at 7. We'll watch the film. Well, maybe even before that. We'll watch the film sometime after 4:30, and then once we get through the film, then it's all the next one, All
right, Coach, it's a fun game to watch. Congratulations on the win, and good luck next week when the Horns come to the Jones.
All right, well, that sounds good. Thanks.
Welcome back to Red Raider Football with Mike Leach. Now, before we get going, we want to get you caught up on some Red Raider news and notes. Texas Tech sophomore wide receiver Michael Crabtree was named to the CBSSports.com midseason All-America team, one of 5 Big 12 players selected. Crabtree is one of 2 wide receivers named to the squad. The 2007 Biletnikoff Award winner ranks 4th in the nation in yards per game and is averaging nearly 2 touchdowns per game during his career.
I used to play it in high school. It's kind of an absorbing activity. Once you start playing, you tend to play for a while.
Unless you've got a plane to catch. Chess has been called the King's Game, but on a recent Friday at Lubbock's Preston Smith International Airport, you could call it the Red Raiders game.
It was just kind of weird playing it at the airport that day, because you start remembering old moves and you start remembering different tricks you can do. So, kind of get my skills, wiping the dust off,
Yeah, it was fun. The plane got delayed a little bit, and we were able, they had a huge chess set, so we had about, it was me and Jordy versus about 10 people.
Man, that kind of was a group effort. It was fun to see all the guys playing in there and working together and getting advice, and got a little more confusing than it should have.
Duncan was the main one, and he's probably the worst chess player I've ever seen.
Who said that?
I'm not gonna say the worst, but he needs some help.
Yeah, I think I'm the worst on the team. It's just because I didn't know how to play yet.
Every move he made, somebody had to correct him and tell him what to do. So it was pretty funny watching everybody put their opinion in.
But we were playing, and every move that I made, everybody was like, no, don't make that move, don't make that move. So I didn't know what I was doing. I was just out there, kind of trying to learn it and, have some fun, man. It was just wasting some time. After I learned all the different type of movements and things like that, it started to come natural, but of course, it didn't come natural that day. They stayed on.
He made some pretty bad moves when he was playing, but we kind of coached him through, but he's not a regular at chess.
As soon as we finished, they were all on me. When we were on the plane, they couldn't stop talking about it. I think I'm better. I think I got a second round in me.
But which Red Raider is good at chess?
Eddie B's pretty good, actually. He's experienced, and so he was helping out everybody. He knew what he was doing.
This is not the first group of Red Raiders to tackle the game of chess.
We had a little group going there for a while with Mike Smith, Wes Welker, Carlos Francis, and we'd all play each other and got to be a weekly thing. Pretty fun.
Does playing chess translate to the football field?
I think it does. I think there's a lot of lessons within chess. I kind of play chess like Mike Leach plays football, go on the offensive, and there's a lot of lessons in football and in chess and in life. It's a good game, mental game to play.
As for Brian Duncan, will he bring his A game to the chessboard?
Absolutely, man. They got some computer chess. I checked it out last night because I know we have a wait again for our next flight. So I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna ask for a rematch with Jordy Rowland. I'm gonna tear his tail up. We're gonna have some fun with that one.
All right, that's going to do it for this week's show, and we really do appreciate you watching, and you know what's next week. Texas Tech hosting the Longhorns. That's at Jones AT&T Stadium. Hey, stop by TexasTech.com and send in those questions for Ask Coach Leach. He wants to hear from you. And also, while you're at the website, check out the Red Raider replay. It's a great look inside the Texas Tech football program. You get this show, you get locker room footage, and so much more. You can talk with Andrea Starch of the Red Raider Club at 742-1196 for more information. For the good guys that put this show together, for the head coach, Mike Leach, my name is Drew Doherty, and we will see you next time.
This has been Red Raider Football with Mike Leach, produced by Texas Tech Athletics.